Bollywood,
Fun,
YouTube,
pain in the ass,
Zoya Akhtar,
Gully Boy,
Hrithik Roshan,
Krish,
Abhay Deol,
Indian Mark Ruffalo,
Kalki Koechlin,
Kalki Kekla,
Bodymeister.
out,
I can't even join as a voice now?
out. Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and ZINDAGI Na Milegi Dobara is a 2011 Hindi language buddy road comedy drama that was directed and co-written by Zoya Akhtar. It was a critical and commercial success and also won several awards, including 2 National Film Awards for Best Audiography and Best Choreography. It stars Hrithik Roshan, Abhay Deol and Farhan Akhtar as the 3 childhood friends Arjun, Kabir and Imran, who reunite for a road trip through Spain to celebrate Kabir's engagement to Natasha, played by Kalki Kekla. The good ensemble cast is completed by Katrina Kaif, who plays Layla, an Anglo-Indian woman the guys meet on their vacation. Overall, I had a really wonderful time with this movie. In the beginning, I was a bit hesitant because stories about these really wealthy people who spend a trip, spend a lot of money and while doing so, learn some important life lesson and overcome personal issues. These stories can leave a bad aftertaste. I was also quite turned off by Hrithik Roshan's Arjun at first, because he starts off as this workaholic douchebag who thinks he can only find happiness in money. But of course that antipathy is intended, and Arjun will of course go through a change throughout the movie, especially because he meets Layla and there's this sweet romance building between the two of them. But I was honestly not expecting how much I would end up liking him in the end, and how much I would enjoy Hrithik Roshan's performance. I'm pretty sure this was the first movie that I have seen him in, and at first he comes across as just this perfect looking male specimen. A little bit like a mixture of Bradley Cooper and Salman Khan. What I enjoyed most about the film is how the relationship between our 3 protagonists is changing, how their friendship is rekindling or built anew. They have been best friends years ago, but life goes on and sometimes people grow apart. I think we are all familiar with stuff like this, especially if you are in your 30s or older. And like in the movie, there might also be conflicts that were never really completely dissolved. And I think the movie does a nice job introducing us to the 3, but keeping them at a distance towards each other, before they are slowly getting closer again and then towards the end, of course, becoming best friends again. Arjun's arc is out in the open for his friends from the beginning, because it's obvious that he's only working and not enjoying life. But both Kabir and Imran have brought their own baggage with them, and it takes a little bit longer until everything is out in the open. The dynamic between our 3 friends and the chemistry of the actors are really wonderful, and I especially enjoyed all the little moments and games that run like running gags or reoccurring elements throughout the film. Everything that's established gets back later on and adds to the growing rapport or demonstrates their bond getting stronger again. ZINDAGI Na Milegi Dobara isn't the deepest, most dramatic movie, but it's a really nice feel-good movie that finds a good balance of lighthearted comedy and some decent drama. Almost all of it is super predictable and there's really no question how Arjun's and Kabir's stories will end. A little bit less so for Imran. One could criticize the movie as being a little bit too much like paint by numbers, but one could also say that it's an effective and well-constructed screenplay. The title ZINDAGI Na Milegi Dobara translates to Life Will Never Come Again. And there have been a lot of these feel-good, positive message movies in the past, not just in India. But I felt that this one is definitely one of the better. The cast is nice, Zoya Akhtar's direction is fun and lively, and the whole Spain setting gives you this lovely vacation feeling without being on vacation yourself. The soundtrack was composed by the trio Shankar Ehsan Loy and it's perfectly harmless and fluffy, and therefore super fitting the atmosphere of the film. It's also a movie that's just super easy and pleasant to watch. And again, with the Spain setting, it has these nice set pieces and also one quite spectacular skydiving scene that was simply awesome. Some minor nitpicks would be that I sometimes found the character of Imran a little bit too annoying, and that Kalki Kekla's character Natasha feels too much like a mere plot device. Kalki Kekla does a nice job portraying this really jealous woman, and the relationship drama is quite relatable, but I also thought that the movie is taking too much the easy route with her, too much pushing her into that that position of the nagging fiancé, especially when there's this little flashback revelation scene later on. Up until that point, Kabir's struggle felt more tangible and interesting. Maybe he was way too impulsive and fast, maybe he was missing something in his life and rushed into something to compensate. But after that little revelation, there was absolutely no question how things would end, and I felt the movie let him off the hook too easily. So in German I'd say, ZINDAGI NA MILEGI DOBARA ist ein wirklich netter Feelgood-Film über Freundschaft und den Spaß am Leben. Sonderlich tief ist er nicht und auch verdammt vorhersehbar, aber der gute Cast und die schwungvolle Präsentation täuschen mit Leichtigkeit über die paar Schwächen hinweg. I give ZINDAGI NA MILEGI DOBARA 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.4, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about ZINDAGI NA MILEGI DOBARA. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at @JimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.